All right, welcome back. Well, yes, indeed. Let's get another quick perspective on this matter. Dr. Charles Omole is an international lawyer and political strategist. He's got a perspective. He's looked at this. Dr. Omole, thank you for joining us today on the program. Well, you have looked at some of the provisions of this bill. You don't think it's that bad. Why so?
Yes, thank you very much for having me. Well, I've done a line-by-line review of this infectious disease bill, and I must say that I have problems with quite a few of its provisions, but by and large, it's a bill that I think we need in Nigeria. We cannot run Nigeria in 2020 with a Quarantine Act that was designed in 1926. The law we have at the moment is clearly obsolete. That is clear. I mean, for example, the financial penalty for infringement under the Quarantine Act is only 200 naira. Think about that. I mean, in 1926, 200 naira was probably a lot of money, but now, giving you a fine of 200 naira is nothing. But that's the law we have at the moment. So clearly, there's a need for a review of the law. But my problem with the legislation is, number one, it was copied from a sort of authoritarian Singaporean one-party state in the late 70s, which clearly did not have any provision for what I call lots of due process and did not create appropriate oversight on the power of the Director General of the NCDC. So there are all kinds of issues I have with the, the bill can be tidied up. And one of the things I'll be doing on my Twitter handle this morning, after this, at about 9 o'clock, Dr. Omole is published my own version of the bill, which, by the way, I made sure I sent a copy yesterday to the Speaker of the House of Reps, which I understand is received it.
Okay, so let's take a look at Section 47. And then, because some have raised serious concern. Now, this one talks about the power to order certain persons to undergo vaccination or other prophylaxis in an outbreak, that's sub 1 there, a suspected outbreak of any infectious disease in any area in Nigeria. The Director General may, by order, direct any person or class of persons not protected or vaccinated against the disease to undergo vaccination or other prophylaxis with such period as may be specified in the order. What does your own provision say, the one you sent, about this particular clause?
I mean, that's one of the difficult clauses there. What I did there was, number one, to make sure that nobody in Nigeria can be forced to vaccinate. That cannot be correct. So what even here in the UK, nobody's forced to vaccinate. Now, what I said in that clause is, in my own version, is that there must be a court order to see. But more importantly, that nobody can be forced to be vaccinated. Although, if you do not vaccinate, government can attach conditions to certain things that affect you. For example, I put there that government can say your children, if they are not vaccinated, cannot go to public schools. You have to protect the general public. That can be done. So you can choose to, for example, educate your children from home. So in which case, you don't need to vaccinate.
Isn't that the same thing?
Sorry, say that again.
Is that not the same thing as being forced to vaccinate?
No. It's perfectly, you have to look at the interest of one against the interest of many. Nowhere in the world can you say, I will not vaccinate, and at the same time, I can do anything I like. That is not a balance, because it's trying to strike a balance here. If you make a decision not to vaccinate, there might be consequences to that.
Okay.
In the United States, there are so many states that have laws that ban you bringing your children, for example, starting school.
Okay, let me just bring this in. Now, there are different scenarios that we may use following up that particular clause. For instance, they tell you, we all know about the yellow card, where countries tell you, you require that card before you come into a country. And if you get into that country, some tell us that, look, if you don't have it, they take you to a certain area, and then you have to be vaccinated. that happens. And then some other countries will, well, back here, for instance, there's this analogy as well. We remember later, Dr. Daredevil, what happened, how Mr. Sawyer was, he just didn't want to be held down. Now, that was a risk all by itself. If she didn't take those measures which she took, we may not be where we are today. So they've cited those examples as probable causes why that clause may just be relevant.
Well, I mean, one of the basic things we say in law is that extreme cases make bad law. You cannot make laws based on such an extreme, on extreme examples or possible extreme events. You have to look at how the law will affect the majority. And number two, you have to look at how the law can be misused or abused. So it's important, therefore, that Nigerians understand that, yes, vaccination will be, promoted, but it must not be a criminal offense for a Nigerian to refuse to be vaccinated. That, I think, is a step too far. So like you rightly said in terms of yellow fever, if a country says you need the yellow fever vaccine and the certificate to enter our country, you don't have to have the yellow fever vaccine. You just won't go to that country. It's as simple as that.
Now, Dr. Omole, this has brought up that classic conversation or arguments, individual rights and maybe community rights. Is there really a trade-off here, and how does that apply in formulating a bill such as this?
Well, I mean, in my own version of the bill, one of the general thread across the bill that I have problem with is the lack of independent oversight of the Director General. The Director General shall do X, Y, Z as he sees, as he pleases, when he likes. No, that cannot happen in a democracy. So a lot of the changes I have made in many of those, not just Section 47, in several of the other sections, is to say, rather than saying, as the current bill says that the Director General can do this without warrant, I've inserted there that there must be a court order obtained before all these things can be done. You can't have a minister, a member of the executive, being the appellate person for a Director General who is also a member of the executive. That is not balanced in a democracy. So the whole idea is to give the court oversight for courts to be able to, here, for example, here in the UK, if somebody has mental illness and the police determine that you are a danger to yourself and to the public, they will go to court, obtain a warrant to arrest you against your will and to treat you against your will. So that can be done because to treat you in the public interest if they feel that you're mentally unstable. But for police to do that, they need to obtain a judicial warrant, which will explain what they want to do, and a judge will sign it. That is not present in the current bill, and that's a major problem that will be abused by the executive.
All right, so we'll see what happens on the floor of the House today if they will reference, take on board several perspectives that several people have raised on this matter, because they say, well, it's supposed to be for the common good. So all eyes will be on the House of Representatives today. But we thank you, Dr. Charles Omole, for your time this morning.
Thank you, Father.